So today I'll be looking at identifying some discrepancies between two different sales files. The one is a daily sales file and the other is a monthly sales file. So let's just have a look here. As you can see, we've got the totals for the daily sales file. Let's get some totals for the monthly sales file. Right, let's just copy that over. And as you can see, there's a bit of a difference. So we need to identify where in this data is the daily sales file and the monthly sales file missing each other. Why are there differences between the monthly sales and the daily sales? And this is actually something that I encounter in my work. However, the sales files I'm working with now here, they look slightly different. We've got the date, we've got the products, we've got some date fields broken out. I'm used to working with customer codes and product codes, which makes it easier to group the data and to identify the discrepancies. But let's have a look at this and see what we can do. Okay, let's start. Let's get, I think it's read Excel. Yep. And we're going to use probably Lubridate as well. That's typically what I use if I'm working with dates. Okay, let's get this. So we're going to get the daily sales. Let's just check if this works. Let's call that daily sales. Okay, so that seems like we've got that read in pretty well. Let's get monthly sales. This would be monthly sales. Monthly sales. Right. That seems pretty good. 3, 6. I've got two products called 3 and 6 as well. Interesting. Okay. So one of the options is to pivot this to products, but I think what we can do is we can group it by month. So we look at the monthly totals for daily sales file and the monthly sales file. Well, these will just be these totals, right? And we can aggregate the daily sales by month. So let's do that. What column are we going to aggregate it on? Let's create a new column called let's start with daily sales. Let's just convert that datum field into a proper date. So let's go daily sales datum, and this looks like, so the one is Jan, 2nd of Jan 2014. That's month, day, year. So if you use Lubridate, month, day, year, daily sales datum, that should work. Yep, that should give us what we need. and then we can do the same. Yeah, actually the monthly file is working pretty well, so that's fine. Yeah. Okay, let's create, we're going to aggregate this on month, so let's just extract the first let's extract the first 7 characters from the datum field, and we'll just aggregate on that. So let's go daily sales, let's call it datum month, and that would be substring daily sales datum. We'll start at 1 and we said 7. That should give us the date and the month. Yep, let's do that. Let's do the same for monthly. So we've got monthly sales, we've got a new column called datum month. We've got daily sales, new column called datum month. So all we got to do is now is aggregate these columns, or for the daily sales at least, aggregate the datum month. So if we say, right, let's see if this works. I'm going to aggregate daily sales. Let's use that product. We're going to aggregate that by, that needs to be a list, aggregate that by daily sales datum month, right? And then the function we're going to use is going to be sum. Okay, that seemed to work, right? If we do the same, we don't really need to do this for month, but just to be sure, we can do the same for monthly sales, right? Great. So they've both got 70 rows, which means they'll align properly. So if we do call that daily aggregate and call that monthly aggregate, right? Let's cbind that. Right, that gives us the two totals side by side. Let's call that combined. Let's remove the third column. We want all the rows minus the third column. So now that's giving us group 1. So that will be, the first column is daily, the second column is monthly. Let's actually just call names of combined. Let's call that date, daily, monthly. That work? Yes, date, daily, monthly. Fine. Now if we can combine, let's call that diff combined. The difference is going to be combined daily minus combined monthly, right? It's giving us differences. The daily, well, we can just round both of them. Round it to 2 digits. Round that to 2 digits. Right. So now we can see we've got differences there. So let's just isolate all the valid figures in the difference column. We'll call that a result. Combined, and we want to select combined difference where it's not 0, right? And all the columns. So that, let's just see, that should give us all the rows where difference is not 0, and that should be the result. So if we have a look here, we've got what's that, August 2014. There's a slight difference. So essentially what we've done is we've aggregated by month, and we've identified the months where the daily sales total and the monthly sales total for those months are different. So we might be able to dig deeper now from this point into the daily sales file to understand where in the daily sales file there is a discrepancy. So that's essentially the goal of this exercise, was to take the daily and the monthly sales file. The totals were not matching up, so we aggregated the data by some column, in this case the date. You could have used a customer code and a product code to identify where the differences occurred, but that's essentially the process that you would use to identify the discrepancies between two different sales files.